welcome to something cool, I guess. Looks like we're gonna have a lot of fun.
We're now live. Oh man, I've been waiting for this. This is gonna be. I was gonna do the introduction as I was saying before, like the whole Bruce Buffer thing. And now, introducing Bang Bang Boogie.
Yeah, coming in at a staggering 5'2", weighing 64 kilos, maybe 5. It's
Bang Bang Boogie.
Suckers. Oh, I feel bad for the poor people that are going to have to listen to this, but thanks for tuning in.
Oh, this is going to be the greatest podcast ever.
I hope so. I could really use something great in my life right now.
Everything's going downhill quite rapidly.
Help. Lord, if you're listening, chuck us a bone right about now. Nah, life's good, man. Life's good. How you been? Thanks for having me on. I'm really stoked and looking forward to this. So
man, I'm pumped.
Let's get into it.
So basically the way it works is this is Creative Appetite, and today I'm joined by, obviously, as you've heard, Jared Bang Bang Boogie Mell. He is a surfboard shaper at the Deus store here in Bali. He has many slashes to his name. He is an absolute lord of a commentator. He commentates all the massive surf events here in Bali. And do you ever get flown around to commentate? You should.
Yeah. We'll get there.
Yeah, we'll get there. Anyway, what else? Actually, what else do you do? Because, professional surfer. That's another thing he does.
I don't know, man.
If you check out his profile, it kind of checks out. If you don't, not into surfing, then, and you want a just nice wall art, that's the one we're looking for, then just get a board shaped by him because they look good whether you're surfing them or whether they're on your wall.
If it looks good, if it feels good, must be good. I think it's like a James Brown.
Sometimes good, sometimes shit.
Yeah, that's how my boards go.
Nah, man. So thanks for coming on. Yeah. It's been a long time coming. Yeah, as always. I mean, we've known each other around the block for a few months now. I think Twinkle Toes was when we first met.
Yeah, I think so. Man, what an event, huh?
Dude, it was so fun.
Harrison Roach.
He
does it again.
He does it, yeah.
I love the Roach. Yeah, that event was amazing. And I was stoked you got to be a part of it.
You're kind of lucky because you get to do like this. You get to surf in the event and then you get to commentate the event. So you're kind of like all encompassing.
Yeah. I mean, it's been fun, especially coming from the surfing background and just been traveling around for a bit, obviously with sponsors and stuff and getting to know everybody. And then when all that comes together and you just get to pretty much talk shit with your friends, you're like, woohoo! I don't care if I lose. I'm just having the best time.
It's so sick. It's actually fun. Like between when you and Ty get on the mic, it's hell funny. Like Ty has these crazy one-liners. Like he'll just say the most outlandish shit. He'd be like, yes, anyway, Kelly Slater's coming to town. And you'd be like, what the like what?
It's more ridiculous like that. He's like,
that's not even.
This just in, Elon Musk has just donated a free Tesla.
That's right. That was the one single fin.
I think we did it at a twin fin, one of the twin fin comps that they put on there down at the lawn with Ty. And we were like, we're going to give it away to juniors. Obviously, we didn't have a Tesla and Elon Musk didn't do it. But I think it was Natan Jones. And he's a amazing young ripper from over here in Bali, and we're like, I forgot what it was. If we were like, you get the keys and you got to find another parking lot, or we're giving you the car but with no wheels because you're not 16 and you can't drive it.
That's right. So, he's like, you're gonna have to get your parents to drive you around, but you're gonna win. Yeah. And then what was it? Oh no! Then at the single fin, it was like 8 million people are checking in and watching the surf come. I was like, yes. Oh, man. The best.
That's the thing. Here in Bali, with those contests, it's pretty amazing because we don't have to have rules necessarily about, anything. I mean, well, we do, but talking about stuff, it doesn't have to be, it's not like directly sponsored orientated or really strict like the WSL because it's not a huge event. And so we can really let our personalities fly, just kind of be ridiculous, which just makes it more like, I don't know, for me, fun and relatable because we're just trying to have a good time, and we're pretty crazy
Yeah.
people.
It's so good. But like, I think the best thing about those comps is that they're not like, especially commentating, because if you listen to the WSL commentators, they have to know so much. Like, they got to know, like, you know, in his last fucking like 10 years ago, he got this particular score. I'm like,
in Heat 2 of the 1999 Cloudbreak Trials, Slater broke a pinky toe, and he got back out there and did a rodeo flip. And
it's just like,
I couldn't remember all that.
Bro, I can't even remember I can't even bloody organize this, let alone.
Yeah, they're definitely surfing encyclopedias, and they're just completely on another level of professionalism, which is definitely admirable. So big shout out to those guys. But
shout out to those boys, but that ain't us.
Yeah, but I'm sorry, guys. We just couldn't pull it together for you. Elon Musk is going to give us a free Tesla.
Oh, man. So how did this all come about? So, like, I know you've been here for like 14 years. So
almost, Jesus.
But you're from California.
Yeah.
That's Californian American accent, is it not?
Yeah. I'm originally, I grew up in Newport Beach in Orange County in Southern California.
Can you surf there?
Yeah, you can. There's plenty of waves.
Have
you not heard of the Wedge?
I've heard of the Wedge, yes.
Okay. I grew up down the street from there.
Dude, that's dude. Wild scenes on that thing.
Wild scenes.
Like 20 footers just coming out of nothing, and then dudes are just getting fucking obliterated.
Broken boards, broken necks, people getting washed off the jetty. Like, it's just nonstop action and nonstop thrilling, like suspense.
Did you surf it when it's been big?
Not terribly big,
like
no.
the Jamie O'Brien.
No, I wish I could surf as good as Jamie O'Brien.
Oh, just more so like he goes out like on those massive days, and you're like, "What are you doing?"
Oh man,
it's daunting.
There's so many good people from there that charge and just absolutely know the way perfectly. But for me, I'm just a bystander. I cheer them on. I just love seeing those guys go for it, because when you don't make it out there, it just explodes on you. You either get thrown up the beach, like on the sand, or you just get drilled down.
There'll be nothing worse, like getting sucked out. Like, especially like, I'm going to go out, and you're like halfway onto your waist, and just, you'd feel it just grab you and just go, see you, buddy.
Oh, it takes people. Like, the water comes up so fast because of the decline in the sand there in the bank. And then like all that water energy just bouncing off the jetty and then coming to the next wave behind it, and then it just explodes, and like people are unaware that like the water can move that fast. And yeah, people have been taken off the beach there. It's it's a very dangerous wave, but it is very thrilling and entertaining. So
on a smaller day, it would be fun.
It's amazing. It's amazing. Smaller days are great. Really fun for body surfing or skimboarding, whatever you have it, if it's not black ball. But yeah, definitely a place to go see if you're in Newport Beach. Check it out.
So what brought you to Bali then?
Well, I mean, growing up as a surfer in California, you're like, the waves suck here.
Yes.
No, I'm just kidding.
Look at Australia, it's the same. If you live on most of the East Coast or anywhere around Australia that's not got a massive slab pumping around, you're going to be thinking the same. You're like, well, it's not consistent all the time.
Yeah, exactly. And that's the thing. Like, of course, California has amazing waves and it gets really good. But when you grow up there, obviously, and you learn more about surfing and just traveling, and then you find out about places like Indonesia, and you start watching like who knows how many hundreds or thousands of whatever surf movies there are, and stories and photos. You're just like, get me there. It's like that typical high school surfer. You're drawing the perfect waves, or whatever age you are. You're just fantasizing about traveling, getting on the plane, and like going and experiencing the culture firsthand, and going to surf those waves that you've seen videos or photos of, like some of your favorite, surfers that are just iconic and timeless things that are just cemented in your mind forever. And I fortunately got to experience that for the first time. I was 18 and I just graduated high school at Newport Harbor High School in Newport Beach, and I started surfing for a company called Insight 51, which is actually from Australia.
Yeah, I know those guys.
Yeah, and so they were doing some amazing campaigns at the time. We had a lot of fun, and yeah, I got on. It's a funny story, actually. I went to Malibu, and I met Jesse Fain, I think. I met him for sure, but I think it was the first time, maybe a handful of times. Anyways, we met at Malibu. we went surfing. We hung out for a bit, and he was pretty much like, love this kid. You're on. We're going to Bali next week. And then that was my first time out here, actually, to Bali, Indonesia. And yeah, I just never looked back. And actually, big shout out to Jesse Fain. If you're listening, or if somebody knows him that's listening, it was his birthday a couple days ago. He just turned 50. He's a legend icon in the surfing industry. So
happy birthday, young man.
Yeah, Jesse. Here's to 50 more.
Jesse's a good name, by the way. I just want you to know that.
Yeah. There you go.
Nah, that's sick, man. Because I guess if people don't know, like, I don't know how many people that listen to this are from Indonesia, but I know a lot of my listeners are from Brisbane. So
cool. For
the most part, I doubt people know who you are, but you are kind of like, there's these, as in, well, I'll finish. I'll finish. You're like, yeah, like that's cool. Really run me down,
out to
Jesse. Shout out to Australia. There's a lot of listeners in random countries too, like all over the world. I'm like, how did you even find this? But
that's great.
Could be a bot. We don't know yet.
Yeah, there'll probably be no one here.
But there is this, like, what I've found is after living here for nearly 2 years now, is like, there's like coming to Bali and surfing as a tourist. And then there's like living in Bali and then surfing around the area. And it seems like there's this community of surfers here. And it's like you're constantly getting friends just coming in. It's like it's always this new... But your outlook on the waves, I feel like when you live here, are so different to as when you come for a holiday, if that makes sense. Like you come here, you're like, all right, I'm going straight to Deus and I'm staying there for 10 days and yada yada. But like when you're here, you're like, oh, I might go here and I'll poke up here and da da da.
Yeah, definitely. I feel, especially now, you have to have that outlook on chasing waves here, because if you're like, I'm gonna go to this spot on the swell and I'm not going anywhere, you're like, so are who knows how many other people, surfers.
Yeah.
I want to say guns, but
you could. I mean, let's be honest. Let's be honest. A lot of them are.
No. There's always something.
There's always someone. Sometimes good, sometimes shit.
Yeah. But it's a part of the entertainment. It's a part of the rush, I guess. It's especially when you get those sessions somewhere and there's not that many people. You're like, oh, this is what it's all about. So
some days it just turns on, man. Like you can be there and it's trash, so then everyone leaves, and then the next day it's just on.
Yeah.
And you're like, man, this is crazy.
I know. Thank God for like surf forecasts. They're like sometimes off. It's sometimes like a little bit late here, or, anyways, you still get those windows. And yeah, that's what you live for. Just having a couple waves with your buddies and just getting tubed or whatever you want to ride and have some fun in the sun.
You do get tubed though. I would say you are in my top 5 favorite surfers.
Thanks,
because
man.
you have a very, there's like a couple of people that can manage different boards. So what I mean by that is like Alex Noss, for example, he can surf a longboard ridiculously well, but then if you put him on like a midi, he'll do the exact same like longboard moves, but on a mid length, which is if you don't really know surfing, you're like, that's kind of impressive.
Yeah, Alex is he's like a brother to me. He's family. I love the guy more than anything, and I got to grow up with him and surf with him most of my life. We lived together and we traveled around. He can ride anything.
He's a freak, man.
He's a freak.
But I was gonna say you and him also have you both have similar styles in the way that there's a video actually. Jump on Bang Bang's Instagram and you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. There's a video you posted recently where Surfers of Bali posted you, and you were in that barrel and you went like, I don't know what you'd call it, but you're like lean back, but you're like holding on your opposite hand. And it's this weird position to be in general. Like not a lot of guys could do it, but the fact that you could read the wave well enough to be like, all right, whoop, I was like, impressive.
I mean, yeah, you see people do stuff like that. It's pretty crazy. Like Mason Ho is one of my favorite barrel riders, and
he's another guy.
Yeah, he's on another level. You're just like, what the? He's upside down doing a cartwheel on his board in the tube.
He's got so much energy.
He's amazing.
He's like a little Energizer bunny. He's just like, bah, bah, bah.
He's stoked. I just, love seeing that guy around. He's a really, really good guy and an inspirational surfer.
But when you came to Bali and you did that trip, was that just for a visit, or did you just come here and then you were like, okay, I'm going to stay, guys, and then you just stayed the whole time?
No, we came for a campaign shoot, so it was just a trip for a couple weeks, And then I had to go back, and I was like, oh. Of course.
Sucks.
So I was just like back on the 405 in California, like, yeah, this sucks. Like in line at parking lot at Sano or like at Malibu or like walking down the lowers, you're like, yeah, I think I want to go back to Indonesia.
I don't really like this anymore.
Yeah,
I don't like any of you guys.
No, yeah. It's great to always go back there. But yeah, after that trip, we did a couple more campaign shoots in Indonesia and Bali. So I got to come back a couple more times, and then I was hooked. I was hooked. I was like, I'm coming here. I love it, and I ain't never leaving. Can't make me.
Yeah, I ain't leaving.
Yeah.
And when you start, so what age did you start surfing?
I'd
assume it's young.
I mean, not now comparatively to all the
not
kids.
Not
3.
No,
I wasn't 3. I think the first time, it's pretty funny. My mom tried to get me to go surfing. She took like a surf lesson, fell in love with the surf instructor, started dating him.
True love story.
I know. Just good job, Mom.
What's that? Oh, what's that movie? Is it Forgetting Sarah Marshall, where like Russell Brand is like the dive instructor and she falls in love with him?
No, I think it's what's it?
You know the one I'm talking about?
I
what's
forgot.
That movie?
It's super. Forgetting Sarah Marshall, but he's not a dive instructor. He's like the music singer. I forget his name. It's super funny too.
Not you. Oh no, not Get Him to the Greek.
No, that's the same character, but it's a Forgetting Sarah Marshall.
Yeah.
No, anyways.
Anyway, but it's a similar. The point I'm trying to make was a similar. That sounds like a similar story, except I don't know if your mum was dating someone else at the time. So
probably, I don't know.
We don't know.
But anyway, so back to the story of me surfing.
And now. No,
yeah, and now. I basically tried, like someone pushed me into a wave. I think I was around 9. I hit my head and I was like, I'm never surfing again. And I played sports when I was that young. At that time, I was like, I'm playing football forever. And then...
Oh, like American football?
Yeah, full gridiron. And then... Getting closer to high school, I didn't know, but found out that the high school in Newport Harbor High School, had a surf team. And so instead of going to like PE and running around the track, you could go to the beach and surf with your friends and hang out. And then myself and one of my best friends were like, we're fucking making a team. And so there was like a tryouts, and pretty much the year before, we just got into it and we went every day. And he lived across the street from a spot in Newport Beach called Blackie's, where I grew up learning how to longboard. And that's where it all started for me. And we spent the summer, we went to tryouts. Only one person got to make the team. Fortunately for me, I got to make the team.
I'm the man.
I'm the man. And my
You're
friend,
the best around.
I was definitely doing that dance for sure. I was like, have fun in PE. I'm going to be at the beach. See you, buddy. And it was pretty good. But it was cool because I stayed in contact with him, and he comes out to Bali, and he actually became a pro snowboarder. So
it worked out well for him anyway.
Yeah, we're good.
It's fine.
Yeah, it's fine.
Everything's fine.
You lost then, but you win now.
You're on the beach contemplating life. You're like, that could have been me, man. Could have been me.
No way.
No.
I love being in board shorts, so you can have the cold.
Yeah. Nah. But like, so you started longboarding. That was I guess that was the first introduction, was it? You didn't shortboard straight away? Because I know a lot of kids these days, most of them want to just be performance shortboarders.
Yeah. Especially because I don't know how to surf. And we're like, all right, we got to make this. And we're like, let's go for the longboard. You know, obviously a bigger board's easier to start learning how to surf on. And it just started from that. And then I fell in love with it. And especially in that area, consistently the waves are smaller. And if you're riding a bigger board, you're going to surf more. And you just have more fun. And, it's not...
That's a lesson, actually. What he just said is a lesson. So anyone out here listening that's a surfer, if you're surfing a board that is too short for you, and when you go out, you barely catch one wave, and then you go in pissed off, or just start harassing people out in the water, get a bigger board. A longer board is what you need.
Lessons by Jesse.
Lessons by an unprofessional novice surfer.
I actually have a funny I think it's funny comparison. like I'll be on my phone and people, you know, like look over and they're looking at your phone and they're like, why is your text so big? And they think like I have bad eyes or something. And I just think it's hilarious because everybody sets their text like super small and they're squinting and then they have to put on their glasses. And I'm like, why? Like for me, my analogy is pretty much like, why shortboard a 1 foot wave when you can ride a longboard?
Yes,
exactly. I just put the text on huge and I'm like, I told Joel Tudor was here and I was like, dude, why are you shortboarding, bro? I'm like, you're 50 or he's 48.
Yeah, you're like, done, brother.
Just grab the longboard, cruise on that 1 foot wave in style.
Treat yourself.
Yeah, treat yourself. Stop straining the eyes, guys.
Bro, it's such a thing, man. Like even here, you go to Old Man's and there's like shortboarders blowing up at like the longboarders. I'm like, if you're so good, go to Sandbar. Because you're going to get jousted over there. Like
some people just want to complain. You could give them a piece of gold. You could shit out a piece of gold and give it to them. And they'll be like, oh, there's poop on it. You're like, it's gold. Clean it off. They just want to complain. You know, it's not that pleasing the unpleasable.
Yeah, when like surfing here is very funny. It's like some of the people that you meet out in the water. I mean, this is just an observation, by the way. People don't get upset. I don't think
just jokes, folks.
I don't think I'm like a really good surfer by any means, and I can guarantee I'm not. I just mean the observing the people that are in the water and the things that they do, and like the way that they behave. I'm like, I don't. I think the biggest thing, or like my biggest gripe about surfing across the board, whatever level you're at, there we go, is that it's like when you first started surfing, it was for fun. You did it because it was fun. But then like when you get to a certain level or like you get frustrated out and you're like, oh, just fuck, and you start blowing up. I'm like, just remember, boys and girls, it's just for fun. Like you don't just, if you're getting flustered, just sit out an extra 10. Wait for another set, you'll be right.
Yeah, unless you're, top of the world, best surfers and competing at the Olympics and professional titles and all that, yeah, blow up all you want. Like sometimes it happens to, to everyone too. You get a little frustrated. But yeah, you got to remind yourself, it's for fun. That's why I started surfing. It wasn't just to make surf team and not go to PE class. I mean, kind of.
It wasn't just to be the greatest in the world at the surf team in one small school.
I was clearly not. I was hanging on by a thread. 4th place.
The World Championships of the world.
Of Orange County. No, I didn't. I wasn't even a great competitive surfer ever, but I just loved it. It was just like, you get to learn so much. You get to meet so many people. I mean, like, it's just infectious. Sorry.
We're really good speakers.
Yeah.
Great.
So yeah, I just had a really great time, and you can't help but smile and laugh when you're out in the ocean. It's a beautiful sunny day, and there's not a drop of water out of place. And yeah, if you're not happy out there, I don't know, maybe go see a therapist, like me. Just kidding.
Like we all should.
Like I do it now.
It's actually funny you said this. That something you just said then was that you're not a really great competitive surfer, but I have seen you surfing, like even if it's like a fun competition, you like watching you against other surfers is you're always just having fun, and you can see it within your surfing. Like you try like abnormal kind of like things. You're not really taking it too serious, but you still manage to like make it flow and like, but then you see other surfers and they're trying to like rip the face off and they're trying to get real. And it's just, I don't know, that aggressive type of surfing isn't appealing.
It's cool. Yeah. Thanks, man. But I get it. It's cool to each their own. Like, people want to be the champ, and that's great. Yeah, I'm sure it feels good. I'm just glad to be having fun with everyone.
That's cool, man.
Cool. I mean, like, yeah, sure. You want to be the champ? Great for you. But like, to me, you win or you don't. Like, as long as you're still doing it and you're having fun and you're doing it with other people and it's a good time, then who cares? But yeah, some people care. Some people don't.
I think my whole thing on it is that they should change the judging criteria, because I feel like the judging criteria across most competitive surfing is the reason why they're surfing so rigid. Whereas if they like change the way that they, something, if it was more like about expression on doing things that actually, like, because I guess it's probably an unpopular opinion, but at the end of the day, if you watch WSL surfing, it all looks the same. to a degree.
Yeah, I mean,
Then you're nitpicking like the flow or like. Does that make sense? It's like if they
I get what you're trying to say, but like it would just be so hard, I think, to judge a whole bunch of people based on like
maybe
loosely goals. I mean, it's there obviously has to be a standard.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's just competitive surfing. So
just blasting the WS. Love you, WSL.
Yeah, I mean, it's entertaining. Like, who doesn't love tuning into the Pipeline Masters when it's when it's just pumping? Yeah. You're like, everyone's on their little webcam, or like if they're there and you're just like, like you feel.
Did you watch Neas?
Oh man, that was great.
My god, that is one of the best surf events I've ever seen in my life. Like competitive surfing, I was like, they were getting absolutely drained. I was like, wow.
See, I mean, it's great. Competitive surfing is great. It pushes young people to do better, and it's inspiring and it's great. I love it. But I'm definitely not a champ. So I'll just keep having fun.
You're the champ. You're the champ. You're the people's champ.
I'm just having fun champ.
So then you obviously came back for a few more times to do a couple of trips.
Yeah.
Where did you move when you officially came over to Bali?
Chengdu.
The zoo,
Chengdu. But when I moved here, okay, that would have been like 13 years ago, almost 14, I think, somewhere around there. Yeah, it was still obviously busier than it was like, here locals. I was here in the 70s and 80s, and I was like, okay, cool. But it was
jog on.
No, I'm like, lucky you. But I made this comment before too. It was funny. I was doing the commentating for the Padang Padang Cup broadcast, and I was with Pete Matthews, who has the Lost or White Monkey store here, and they are the distributors of Lost Surfboards. Pete's a great guy. Shout out to Pete. But we were up there in the booth commentating the contest, and he's like, oh, Uncle Al Chapman from Hawaii, he chimed in. He's like, you guys should talk about, back in the day and how good we had it. And I was like, yeah, they did have it good. It was amazing. They were surfing all those breaks with nobody out. Like, who doesn't love that? Who doesn't wish they were a part of that time? And Pete's so funny. He was like, that was cool. But now we got Wi-Fi. There's beautiful women everywhere. And the restaurants, oh man, don't get me started. The food's so good.
Yeah.
He's like, so, which one's better? But and he's like, yeah, and the barrels are still coming through. But
that is the greatest point.
It was pretty funny. Yeah, I loved it a lot.
Especially coming from someone a bit older as well.
Yeah.
Like,
and Pete's been around in the surf industry forever. He worked with me, actually. That's how we met. On the Inside campaigns, he was filming.
Oh, sick.
Yeah. So he helped film. Oh man, that's hilarious. There was one day we were going, I forget, I think it was on the north side of Bali, maybe Ahmed, and we were doing like the underwater stuff. They did a lot of underwater photos for the campaign, and we were syncing like a dining table, and all of us were dressed up in like suits and gowns, and it was like this whole team. It was hilarious. But on the way there was like a ceremony for someone who had passed, and like the whole village was going down this, like the only road down this mountain, and we were just stuck in these cars. And like behind them, and I'm sure we were hungover. It was like 18 in Bali, like, woo, I could go into the bar.
I could drink forever.
Yeah, exactly. And then we're like next day in the car, like, So anyways, we're stuck in traffic, and it was like, you guys, this is gonna take hours. And we're like, you're kidding me. And none other than the one and only Warren Smith was in the car with me. And I forget what movie Pete has this footage in. You'll have to ask him, but it's hysterical. Warren turns to me, he's like, we're gonna be a part of that ceremony and hold that casket. He's like, let's get out of the car. I'm sorry, Warren, if I don't remember this exactly, but it was something like this. I'm paraphrasing. We get out of the car, and we're like, let's get involved. And they're like, yeah, you guys can come walk with us, even though we didn't have the proper like attire for the ceremony. Usually the sarong, yeah, and everything else. And Warren's like, how much do you bet I can get these guys to start singing "Who Let the Dogs Out"? And I was like, fuck off, let's go. And so we start going down. with all these locals. And next thing you know, Warren's like, who let the dogs out? Everyone's all, who let the dogs out? And we're there. They loved us. We were like chucking waters. Everybody's going, who let the dogs out? They're carrying this like casket down the road. And we're like, shit you not. I couldn't believe it. I was like, I love you, Warren, so much. He's the silliest, most beautiful human being.
Dude, that's hectic. That's so good.
It was amazing. Great memories.
But that's surfing. Like, that's just traveling with your buddies, right?
Dude,
like, isn't that...
I mean,
that's such a sick...
like, who would ever thought some laser tag dude from Panama City, Florida, hanging out with some longboarder from Newport Beach would be in a car together in Indonesia and Bali and then running down the road together screaming, who let the dogs out?
That's so sick.
There's some silly stuff that goes on, and you just gotta laugh at it. You just, it's entertaining. Life's a wild ride, and you gotta.
Dude, it's a trip.
It's just a full trip, man.
When you're young, you're like, yeah, when I'm an adult, I'm gonna have my shit together. I'm gonna have everything mastered. Yada yada yada. And then you get broken up with, and your life turns to shit, and you're like, oh man, what is this?
So true.
It's like
it's so true.
It's just a violent downhill spiral from there.
I know.
And you think you got it, and you're slowly getting back up, and then you get cleaned out by a big set, and you're like, life goes back down again.
There you go. And then you just gotta grab your board and paddle back out.
You get hit by a bunch of bills, and they all come at once.
Just try and duck dive those ones.
I swear that's a universe thing, man. You'll get one bill, and you're like, all right, sweet, I'm gonna pay my phone bill off, and then you get like 4 others that will come in straight after, and you're like, oh no, where's this money gonna come from?
When it rains, it pours. I mean, I think that's why most surfers back in the day they were gone. They were living easy.
Yeah, maybe that's what they're talking about. Yeah, back in the day, yeah, when you paid like what, 10 cents for a meal.
They were living it, man. I love watching all those old movies and just seeing the freedom and just the expressions of everyone's personality and the culture back then. It's just what a moment in history to live. Dude,
it's wild. There's actually one movie that just got brought out last year, Clipped by Torren Martin when he sailed from...
Oh, yeah. I didn't see that all, but man, what a trip, huh?
That is, to me, that's like the epitome of surfing.
Oh.
Because there's so many scenes where he's in the villages up in Sumatra and stuff, just chatting to local people and hanging out, and I'm like, that's so surfing's great, but it's more so like the journey of like exploring and finding this stuff is what's important, I think.
Yeah, and that makes it such more of an experience to yourself, especially because most people want to come to the Mentwise. You pay like whatever, that's $5,000 or something to be on a boat. They put you in the spot. There's 10 other boats there. They're all getting angry at each other. And then all of a sudden you're back home. And it's like you didn't experience any of the culture and blah, blah, blah. You're just in and out. So, people like Torren and, there's so many other people that do it as well who go around and really immerse themselves into the cultures everywhere. I mean, that's how you really get the true experience. And good on Torren. Love your surfing, buddy.
Yeah, love you, man. One of my favorite surfers.
Yeah,
legend. So then how did you get into shaping boards and stuff? Where did that come from? Or were you shaping boards like from the start with
No.
Because Alex shapes too.
Alex, he's an amazing shaper.
You shape some mad bonzers.
Oh, man.
I kind of want to get one.
You should. Alex, he's going to order one.
Alex,
I'm going to put him in right now.
I know you're listening to this. And we've met each other once in Madiwi. And when you come back, you should also be sitting here. Yeah. And maybe Jared will also sit here with us together. And collectively, we will tell more stories.
Oh, man.
As in, they will tell stories because I don't have any cool professional surfing stories. But anyway.
You'll get there soon.
You'll get there soon, young buck.
Come on, champ. Come on, champ. You got this.
Yeah, dude, his board's unreal.
Yeah, Alex, he's been an inspiration. He's definitely helped me with everything, from surfing with sponsors and shaping and a place to live.
Just dirt bagging it.
I was when I was younger. Definitely, I was Yeah, dirt bagging it for sure, and he helped out a lot. But as far as shaping, you know, that's, I feel, a very important part of surfing, whether you're a shaper or not, but learning how the craft is done, the functionality of design, especially for whatever style you want to surf. It's just a better understanding of what you're doing. Like, you want to know.
100%, yeah.
Exactly.
It's like if you wanted to have a house and you never had any type of like building experience. I mean, you don't need to go and build a house, but you know, like maybe putting a table together. You know what I mean? Like cutting wood.
It might help.
It might help. But because then
not.
if you go get a board shaped and you have like experience in that kind of similar area, you'd know how to talk to the shaper to like, otherwise you just go buy a cookie cutter board, if that makes sense.
Yeah, no, totally get it. Well, another thing also is like, it's just more of a connection between like everything. Like, I remember the first board I made, and it was terrible. It was gray. And I remember standing on it, and it floated, and it went down the wave. I was like, I did it! But that feeling of like, you know, you being in the room, you're like chucking it out, and like someone's looking at you who shaped a board, and like, what is this guy doing? I mean, like, people still look at me and thinking about that. But like, it comes out, you know, like it comes out, and then you can like stand on it, and that feeling, the first one you do, you never forget it. And I totally remember that exact moment, you know, both shaping the board and writing it.
Have you seen the movie Surf's Up?
Oh, yeah.
You know the little kid penguin when he's like, he grabs his new board and he's like trying to run out to the big waves. They're like, oh no, that just reminded me. That's you.
I'm the little penguin.
Yeah. And then there's what's his name? The other guy who like, fuck, the pro surfer, the big
Z?
No, not Big Z, the other one, the bad guy, the bad dude in the film. And anyway, he's like, they're like, do you ever want to teach these young kids how to surf? He's like, no, man. And he's like cutting through them, like knocking them off their boards. And
you know, it was a funny joke. You know who we called Big Z for a little bit when we were hanging out? It was Mitch Colbert. Here's Big Z. Like, not surfing anymore.
Cody's me, bro. Oh, man.
What a great movie. If you haven't seen it, it's hilarious. Watch it with your kids.
It's my favorite movie of all time. Yeah. Anyway, back to what we're talking. But yeah, I think your boards in particular, is the triple stringer kind of like a trademark of yours now?
No.
Because all the only boards I've ever seen of yours currently are all triple stringers. And I'm like, they are sexy.
Oh, thanks.
I mean, can call a board sexy, is that right?
Totally. Anything can be sexy. It's pretty. It's beautiful. I think that's like, yeah, it's great if it's sexy. Triple stringer is just an iconic, aesthetic, like pleasing thing. It's just like, you look in the history of surfboards and you see a board and like a beautifully gloss and polished surfboard with a triple stringer is just like, wow, you know. It's like
I did it!
It floats!
Yeah, dude,
the stringers are sticking out. Nose isn't curved, but I did it! That's me.
When you shaped, that first board you shaped, what was it? I want to know. What did it even look like? Do you have a photo of it?
I don't have a photo of it.
All I'm picturing is like, see these sound deadening boards? Yeah. This is what I'm picturing.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
Something like that.
It definitely had
with kind of like a half asymmetrical rounded nose because you didn't know how to get your nose done probably.
Something like that. Definitely something like that. And it had this like flannel pattern as well, just in case my board got cold out here in Bali. The first board this is funny. Oh wow. The first board I kind of shaped by myself was like, I was in the alley in Costa Mesa, and found a soft top, and I think it was like a Terry Sims soft top. And I was like, oh, look at the blanket side. You can make something out of that. And then I took it back to my friend's house, and they had like the crooked, like, what are they called? Stands?
The trestles.
Yeah, the little triangle ones.
Yeah,
like
trestles.
Okay,
Yeah.
trestles.
Yeah. That's what they call them in Australia. I don't know what they call them in America.
Yeah, I forgot. Anyways, I haven't been there in a while.
I'm a legal immigrant.
So I went and I forgot what I used as a template, but I was hanging out with like Ellis Erickson a bit at the time, and we were just loving Derek Hines surfing. Like, of course, who doesn't? He's Derek Hines for a reason. And I was like, oh, I couldn't get a board from Derek. Obviously, he was in the time he was in Australia and I'm in California, and I clearly didn't have the money and no way of knowing how to contact him. So
food was very scarce.
Yeah. It was cold. It was chill over the mountaintop. No, so I just went and kind of roughed it out. I was like making the channels. I was like, look, it's like a mini ramp. You just kind of, and you try to see where the channels on his board would be. And I kind of just, based it off.
Just eyeballed it.
Oh yeah, totally. It wasn't straight. It wasn't perfect. It was crooked. It was, probably some channels were deeper than other, but whatever. I just wanted to try it, and I wrote it, and it was actually fun. And I posted a picture on on Instagram, I think, when it came out, and I was just like, oh, having fun, so stoked. Can't wait to ride this piece. And there's this guy, what is his name? It's like Yassine, or I don't know, something like that. I think he was a filmer that worked with Derek, and he abused me on Instagram. He's like, what are you doing? Stealing Derek Hines' intellectual property, and you're selling it for mass production, blah, blah. I don't know. It was something just weird. I was like, dude, I'm just having fun, and I saw something I liked, and I just, I wanted to have some of that feeling. I wanted to have some fun too. So it was pretty funny. The backlash is he was attacking me, and other people were like, screw that guy. It was just so funny nowadays. Everybody just gets all riled up on social media and
the comment section on social media.
Yeah.
If you go in the comment section of most reels, oh man.
Oh, man, I've had the funniest stuff said about me. I was just like, this is awesome. You're hired.
It's so funny, man. Creativity it comes in all shapes and sizes. And commenting, the creativity in commenting is out of control.
I gotta look into that some more.
I'm gonna start sending you. There's a couple of memes that.
Please.
And there's one. Actually, I'm gonna shout this chick out because I find this hilarious, and I don't know whether what she's saying is satire or not. Yeah. But her name's Jenna88 or something.
Yeah.
And anyway, she dresses like Justin Bieber, back when he was 16.
Yeah.
And she puts out these crazy, I don't know if they're toxic or motivational relationship quotes, but they're really just uncanny. Yeah. And then the comment section is horrendous. There's things that people say then there's this guy, and he basically is breaking down her videos as essays and then commentators. So it's in this video we see Jenna, and Jenna's a lesbian lady, and she's professing her love for all of these girls, and just goes on, and man, it's it's so good. I have to send it to you. I can't show you. I'm gonna show, actually, in this break I'm gonna show you so we can come back, because it is one of those things that I'm on both sides, because with social media everything's fake, so you don't know if someone's been fully satire or whether or not they're being really serious. Yeah. So then you go to the comment section, you're like, I don't know if these are warranted comments or if this is just hate. So then fuck social media.
It's just entertainment. It's, you just got to take it with a grain of salt and just have a laugh, because you never know what's going on. What's the truth?
Raglan Surf Report.
Oh, God.
Dude, the shit that he says, and people believe him. I've seen that people in the comment section, you see them, they're you should be blah, 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 and just ripping into him. I'm surely you can see this from 1,000 miles. This is 100% satire.
Luke Siedeman, what would the world of surfing be without you?
What a guy. Shout out to Luke. Come on the show.
Yeah, you should while he's here.
Oh, man. That's funny.
Laughter, man. It's the medicine of all.
That was I was just about to say something
similar.
What
was it? Robin Williams. It's been 10 years since he passed away.
Yeah, I saw you post that. That's crazy, right?
Come on, who didn't love Robin?
Robin was, mate, Flubber. What was it? Flubber Bubba? Flubber? Is that the movie? Is that what it's called?
He's got too many, man.
I'm pretty sure. And then there was Mrs. Doubtfire. That was another one he was in. He was in Jumanji.
It is too many. You can.
He's a beast.
Since the 70s, just.
Do you know there's another Forrest Gump coming out? I think.
What?
Forrest Gump 2.
No.
Lieutenant Dan.
I love you, Lieutenant Dan. That movie is one of the best of all time. Shrimp salad, shrimp soup, shrimp. Bubblegum shrimp.
Oh, jeez.
Janet. There's too many. You can't get started.
No,
Then you just
we're going to stop. We're going to go nowhere with this podcast.
Keep going.
Anyway.
Like idiots.
So, so you shaped that surf first board, and that was obviously shaped here in Bali. Is that
that was good. And,
no, when you were back home?
Yeah. California and Costa Mesa.
So when you got roasted, this is pre like social media. Like social media just started or something.
I think it was like at the beginning. I could find it on my phone.
So you're probably getting, that's crazy.
Let's see. My phone here.
So that's like ancient social media.
I've got no signal, so
that's right. Doesn't matter.
Check it out.
Check it out. Do a deep dive.
The best thing, do a deep dive. The best thing is like there was like holes in the foam from the plastic fins in a soft top because they got those like big. So I just like ripped it out and the holes were there and like water would shoot up through it like a jet ski going down. I was like, woo, finless, and then like water sprayed in the air. It was ridiculous. Oh, it's so much fun.
It's like, man, like looking back on that and you look at your boards now.
There's not much difference.
There's still holes. If you want the longboard 10,000 that has water spout shooting out the tail, contact Bang Bang.
Power jet spray. You go faster. Just sinking.
Oh man. So what is it? What is it about surfing to you? I guess like from a shaper's perspective, then, because you have obviously the longboards. You do shape shorter boards as well.
Yeah, I mean, I'll take a crack at anything. I haven't done too many like standard thrusters, just because. I mean, there's so many better other people who do that, and it's great to surf those if you can. But I'll take a crack at anything. I love it. It's always a learning experience. You know, it's like one of the best things in life to keep you going, like mentally, especially, is just learning something new. And in surfing and in shaping, those possibilities are endless because you want to ride equipment for the waves. You know, you're not just trying to ride one board for every single wave. Like people used to do that, and that's great for them. But now with everything being a lot more accessible, it's fun to get that dialed in. And so it's just endless. You're like, I want 1 fin, 2 fin, 3 fin, 4 fin, channels, scooped out, flex tail, blah, blah, blah. It just keeps going.
I've never surfed a flex tail, but
they're insane.
They look fun. They must give you so much like pop, like on your turn.
Oh my God. Just like the speed you get out of it when it just boiling flexes. You go so fast. The first one that I fell in love with, we were in the Mentawais on a boat called the Mahogany for Thomas Campbell's movie that will never come out. He calls me, he's like, it's coming out. And then like,
it's been coming out for 20 years.
Yeah. People are like, I've seen it. It looks great. And I'm like, why would you give me like one thing. I want to see something. I forget how many years ago we even filmed it. But anyways, we're on the boat. It's like Ryan Birch, Craig Anderson, Alex Nose, Ozzy Wright, Bryce Young, Thomas, Dave Holmesy. Is that it?
That's a huge lineup of surfers.
I forget. I'm getting forgetful in my old age.
Where am I?
Yeah, what is this? Jeffrey? so anyways, we were like, breaking boards, talking, blah, 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 throwing them around. And Ryan had this flex towel, and we surfed this wave. And I was just watching him surf at first, like the board. And I was like, oh my God, that thing's insane. It looks so fun. Can I have a try? And he's just the loveliest guy ever, and so amazingly talented at surfing and shaping and can ride anything. And he let me have a go on it, and it was just, I fell in love straight away. I was like, this thing's insane. It springs, just the speed.
Yeah, you must get so much like spring on it, eh?
Oh, if you have a big open face and a long wall on a wave, you're just like, sign me up. I'll ride that all day. Have the best time.
How did you get into the Deus thing then?
Wow, that's a long story. At first, it was, I knew Dustin Humphreys, and he was kind of responsible for Deus in especially Bali and the Canggu, the temple there in Canggu. he was responsible for making that what it is. Or, yeah. And we worked together on some of the campaigns for Insight. And so he would, you know, I'd be coming back and he was like, look, we're down at Deus, blah, blah, blah. And then I knew Harrison Roach and he was surfing for them at the time. And so was Matt Cudahy and Zion Norris and just a whole group of guys. And, you know, Thomas Beckson was shaping there. And we would just come together and hang out. And I got to watch them create, you know, all those, just everything that they did with Deus at that time was just extraordinary and very inspirational. And, they came to the point where they went their own ways. And at that time, I don't know, it was like before COVID. And then like during COVID, they had nobody there. And I was living in Bali. I was surfing for another sponsor. And I heard that they were kind of looking for someone. I know the guys that run the company still. In Bali, in Canggu, and, you know, they were my friends that had been living in Indonesia or in Bali for some time at that point. I just went by, said hello, you know, see how things were going, blah, blah, blah. Guess I pricked some ears, and then finally one day, actually, Nathan Webster called me, and, you know, just started talking, started rapping out, and that's how it came together. And I've been riding them for, I think this is my 4th year on Deus, and it's wonderful. You know, you get to go into the temple. It's pretty much the same. It's pretty much the same as it was, you know, 14 years ago or something when it started. I think it was about that time when I like moved, just a little bit before I moved over here. Yeah, and it's incredible. You know, you can build boards in the back. They're building custom bikes. The restaurant's still there. They still have bands come and play. People are still around. They still do free tattoos on Tuesday. Jesus, I have some shitty tattoos from that Tuesday.
I was going to say, after taking a quick look.
Yeah. It's, a bunch of scribble and jibber jabber, but it's all fun. Yeah, and so I just got to be involved in it through friends. And, you know, I also know the owner, Dare Jennings, from back then, and Carby, and it's great. They just let me come on board, and we've done some fun stuff, and I hope to continue doing great stuff with them. It's a good job, and it's a great place.
You're like, please keep me hired.
Please. If you're listening, I wore my hat.
Oh, man.
No, I mean, yeah, who's complaining about being supported through surfing, you know?
Nah.
I remember, like, sometimes we were, like, I was on a shoot for a different band a long time ago, and, like, you hear people complaining about like the way a piece of product looks, you know, for like a personality in surfing. They're like, I'm not wearing this. And I just like think to myself, I'm like, listen here, motherfucker. You're on a beach in paradise. Put the damn shorts on and smile. Like,
yeah,
you get to go surfing. It's the best job ever.
Thank God someone said it. You know, I think you and I think that's why we're friends. We have very similar outlook on life, and that is one of them. I'm like, if I hear anyone whinging about being paid to surf in any capacity, I'm like, bro, you literally get to do what you wanted to do in your life as a kid, and it's here for you. If you don't want to do it, you can always go to be a labourer.
Yeah.
And go work concreting or being a builder or
I've done
whatever. You know what I mean? It sucks. I've done it. It's shit.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
It's like, bro, you got the sickest life.
Man, I know. That's why it's like a lot of things can happen in your life. And if you're in surfing, that's one of the best things about it. You're like, I'm in the ocean. I'm surfing. It's sunny. People are happy. And to have that surround you with whatever you're going through, I mean, it's just a gift through and through.
I think,
and it's literally helped me my whole life. I've gone through some pretty heavy stuff, and thank God for surfing, because it's always been there, and it always will accept you, and sometimes it'll beat you down, and that's okay, because we all need a little smack sometimes, but it's always there, no matter what, and it's one of the best things ever. I love surfing, so thank you so much, surfing.
Shout out to surfing. If you were a person, we'd kiss you right now.
If you haven't done it, I highly recommend.
Highly recommend you do it.
Buy a board for me.
Yeah, actually, you should buy a board. I'm going to buy it. We're going to shape a board, aren't we?
Let's do it.
We're going to do it Probably next year.
Next broadcast from the shaping room. While you're asking a question and playing.
No, that's sick. So do you have any like trips planned? Any surf trips coming up?
At the moment, just around Indonesia, you know?
You get around quite a lot, actually. I will say that.
I used to a lot more internationally. After COVID, not so much. A couple of trips here and there, but yeah, Indonesia, it's just great. There's so many places to go. There's so many islands.
Why would you leave?
Yeah.
Why would you leave Indonesia?
People travel halfway across the world to get here. Like, I'm good here.
I thought about that recently. When I think I was down at Ulus for the single fin. I was thinking to myself, I was like, I don't like all my mates are like, yeah, we're gonna go on these surf trips, yada yada. I'm like, I don't have any desire now to leave. I'm like, why would I leave? Where am I gonna go? Like, I'm not chasing massive waves.
Kelly Slater's wave pool.
I was like, there's no real waves that interest me, and because most of them that do interest me are here, and I haven't even surfed them yet.
There's so many options, and it's
affordable.
There you go.
It's affordable to live here.
Don't tell everybody. I mean, they're already here anyways.
Have you seen Jengu right now?
Oh my
God.
God.
My Lord.
Price of rent.
Bit of local talk. Yeah, we're sick of it. Sick of the blowings. No. Back in the day. Back 2 years ago, it wasn't like this.
Oh my God.
Dude, it's crazy how much is getting built. I was going to ask this question whilst we were talking about your friend, Alex. Because you said, only because you mentioned that he's obviously helped you learn how to shape. What was like the biggest thing that you learned from just being around him and him showing you, like, is there any outlook that he has on life that may have rubbed off on you when it comes to like surfing and shaping?
Just go for it.
Yeah.
Just go for it.
That's what. Oh, I thought you said I thought you were saying like,
no,
just go for it, as in like, all right, get ready because I'm about to like drop some shit.
No. Literally, it's just like,
sorry.
Just like. He's like, yeah, do it. Have fun. Go. He's like, here's a saw. Make something happen. He's really supportive. He's a great guy. And he's like, yeah, if you need help, let me know. If not, have fun. And it's pretty simple. It's like, yeah, a lot of people are like, what do they say? You got to try to succeed. Failure. If you can get back up from failure and keep going, you succeed eventually. And
I get knocked down.
Yeah, there you go.
But I get up again.
Chumbawamba.
Sick song.
Oh, I love it.
I love that
We
song.
could karaoke all night. We should actually go now.
We should.
All right, guys. I think that's the plan. We're going to put these
we're gonna
microphones
put
down,
and
pick
pick
some other ones up.
No, that's sick, man. Well, it has come to the end of the episode. Now, there's two things I like to do before we get out of here. I haven't prepped you on this because I never prep any guest, but
yes,
you get to. The first one is you can shout out a local or international legend who you think should come on the show.
Yeah.
And the second one is you get to give a piece of advice to anyone listening out there that may need a kick in the ass to start a creative project, maybe change a new job, just anything in life.
I'll do both.
Yep.
Alex, since he loves you, please come on the podcast. I'll see you. I guess I'll message you, drop you a line. About life. Hey, go surfing. It worked for me. Just keep going. Keep your head up. Keep smiling. Surround yourself with people that love you, and take the hard things with a grain of salt because life's beautiful. We love it. If it wasn't for life, I wouldn't be here.
That's a good line. If it wasn't for life, I wouldn't be here.
So I'm going to keep on living. You should too.
Just got to keep on keeping on.
Bye, man. I don't want to say that quote. I love you, Matthew McConaughey.
So sick. All right, guys. Well, this is the end of the episode. For the rest of you listening, you know the drill. Like, subscribe, share. Tell your grandma about it. And most of all, hang around for the next one. Ciao.
Yo.